Morning. So I'm not exactly sure what the plan is today. We have a new truck driver trying out. He's going to be hauling some gravel to our shop yard. The shop needs to be cleaned out after the big mess we made after repairing both the engines and everything. And so far, both tractors seem to be running really well. We got the John Deere finished. I'm pretty sure that John Deere is completely finished. That front end loader needs to be looked at. It needs a front seal for a transmission. And the Polaris seems to be running. Polaris seems to be running great. I didn't see any major leaks on it actually, and it stayed fairly clean along the side of the engine. And the mowers were good. So we got the PTO is adjusted. Engine's finished. Those two tractors are completely done. That front end loader needs a front transmission seal. I have a little bit of welding to do on the mowers, and there is a oil seal on the rototiller I brought back into town. Needs to be replaced because it was leaking out quite a bit over time. That was one you'd be topping it up every day with gear oil. So as far as what I'm doing today, I'm not too sure. I'm gonna say I'm gonna end up cleaning out the shop for a chunk of the day. Tomorrow is supposed to be nice, so I would imagine that we'll be hauling a piece of machinery back tomorrow, and probably pushing gravel today if the new guy is hauling gravel. So I'll go see if he's still there. Last I seen, the truck was pulled up to the shop. They were pumping up tires and doing a pre-trip inspection on the semi. Oh yeah, and we're still waiting on some paperwork for the new item that Dad purchased at the auction the other day. So the title of their transfer of ownership is en route in the mail. So I'm not sure when that's coming and when we'll be able to pick that up, but it'll be soon. So I'm just on my way to the shop now. I'll find out for sure what the plan is. Might even end up taking stuff to the farm today. I don't know. It's not too bad. Like, it's -1 right now, but it's still cold. That's pretty bad when I say it's cold outside. Like, we had +20 temperatures before the snowstorm hit last week. Walking around in a sleeveless t-shirt. And now it's back down to -1, but that's typical Manitoba spring, so gives you that little bit of hope that it's actually coming and then takes it away. Typical. Anyway, so I'm gonna find out what's happening today. It's a blizzard. So it sounds like we're cleaning up the shop today a little bit. Got to change over to the forestry door on the 333G. Yeah, it's a heavier forestry door. We just take these bolts off here. One here and two up here. Alrighty, so we put the Lexan door on. It's a forestry door. It's basically, it's not going to break if you take this mulcher, and if you happen to run a log through it or something like that, it's not going to shoot it into the window and bust through and kill you. So this stuff is supposed to be unbreakable. No idea, no experience with it. But apparently it's not scratch proof, so it will scratch. So we have to be very careful when we're washing this window that it is wet. You can't dry wipe it or dry wash it. We're going to give this thing a quick once over because it's going to be going off to the farm possibly tomorrow, I think. The tracks need some grease. They're pretty loose. So we're going to pop the cover off here, take a grease gun, fill it up a little bit. This bar, I want to angle it a little bit more forward, so I'll probably move it up to the next notch. Just so that if we do happen to cut down a larger tree, it's not going to tip back. That's the whole point of this bar, is to push forward. So yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to do to this thing for now. There's nothing to do. It's a brand new machine, brand new head. We've played around with it a little bit in the yard at home, cutting down willows and little bitty trees probably about the size of my finger. I think Dad tried a larger tree that was down, tried mulching it up. It made easy work of that. So for what we have at the farm, it should be perfect. Just scratches on this. It'll buff out. With these machines, when you're running a mulcher head and you got lots of dust and stuff going on, especially when we're going into a year like we are right now, it's very dry. I've seen too many posts on Facebook and Instagram of these machines up in flames because failure to keep them clean. The whole thing is you want to keep these guys very clean, especially in this engine compartment back here. It is crammed full of stuff. So if you start packing in with sawdust and heat on the exhausts, heat and wood, well, we know what happens with wood when it gets hot, right? It burns. And when you have it into a mulch or a fine powder, you don't exactly need spark to get it to go. Just a lot of heat. It'll create its own spark. Oh yeah, that's loose. Okay. We're gonna grease that up, get that taken care of. Alright, so we gotta do some repairs to the mower, and I gotta replace a couple of these. This one here has to be welded up. There is a pin. Bushings need to be heated up and the pin can be pounded back in so it can be greased properly, because the pin is kind of hanging out. Yeah, this one here, this whole piece right here is missing. There should be one just like that. So gonna take it over to the shop. Got some welding to do, so I'll get this thing fired up. That's pretty good for not having started up in a few days and it's been minus temperatures. Hasn't run in 3 or 4 days now, and it's been about -3, -4 Celsius the last few days. So this tractor always started good. Alright, let's see this ingenuity. I like it better.
I feel like I don't max it out anymore.
No?
No.
So let's see this ingenuity we got going on here.
Spring and a spring.
A spring inside of a spring and zip tied. Genius.
Communication by Ezra. No one's that smart.
Still smoking. Good old heat and beat.
Fixes everything.
Hey?
Fixes everything.
That's right, fixes everything. Clean it up. Stick it back in. Going in. Make sure that that lock tab is facing the right way. Yeah, careful. Let's turn it. Yeah, just so it's like that, and you just need a bolt to hold in place. Nope. Need a 1/2-inch bolt though. That's the real way to get it flat. Technical way. Alright, so there's supposed to be a metal bar here. Cut the old crappy one off. He ground it down, gonna tack it here, tack it here, tack it here. And same thing here, we gotta fix this part here. This is getting rotten. I'm thinking we're probably gonna have to replace these decks, the mower deck soon, because these are pretty rough. So he's welding just on the other side there. Ooh, I smell fire.
Hey,
I smell fire.
I'm burning things. Does it look like it's straight?
Yeah, you like tilt it up a bit, maybe. Or no, the deck is on an angle, so. No, that looks fairly straight. As long as your blades don't touch. Alright, so Dad got that welded up. You got a patch put on the bottom there. He got the other side welded up. Now they're just working on spreading gravel. Same as before. I got the fun job of emptying out the diff, or the gearbox for the mowers. I'm gonna pour some diesel fuel in there because there was water in there. You can see all the contaminated oil in there. So I'll pour some diesel fuel in there, and that'll kind of rinse it out, get all the water and contaminated oil out of there, and then I'll suck it out with a little siphon and put fresh gear oil in there. What's that?
He jumped in too fast.
Who, Ezra?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because he's got a high spot and then it gets down because I didn't finish going over far enough.
Oh. Well, we got quite a bit accomplished today. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be taking the 4430 back up to the farm. So I'll get it loaded up in the morning. We'll get it loaded up in the morning and then head up to the farm. So I'll see you guys then.